Hey guys, how's it going? It's Adama Sanguine. Welcome back. So I thought today we'd look at something a little bit different. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the mods that I used. Cover everything from where I get the screenshots, the clothing, the weapons, and just the basic build equipment that I use every day. So let's take a look at my list, sit back, relax, and we'll nerd out together. Let's go take a look. Yeah, so anyway, basically, as I said, a lot of people ask me if, from where I get the type of building equipment that I use. The way I look at it is the USO, as I've stated before, isn't really much different than vanilla. That's one of the ones that I use in every single one of my builds, but we'll talk more about that in a second. A couple of the ones that I saw that I'm actually thinking about trying, and that's the cat furniture and dog rugs. That look pretty fun, especially if you guys have seen my dog meat bed that I made over in Churchtop and in Haley's Rest. But yeah, saying that we might come back to that another time. So anyway, let's look at the unofficial Fallout 4 patch. I mean, that's a must-have. Whether you use mods or not, that actually is going to cover a lot of different bugs and glitches, fixes that you might not even aware that you're dealing with, and a lot of those broken quests are fixed by the unofficial Fallout 4 patch. So it's pretty awesome. I do highly recommend it, whether you want to use mods or not. So basically what this armor and weapons keywords, what that does for you is going to create a standardized framework for your armor, cosmetics, keywords. Mod authors have a really good, easy time using this. It basically gives you like the common names for all the combat armor, the leather, even some that comes from, I use both the DLC and have used the non-DLC version, but it has a lot of cool equipment in there. Again, USO, so here we go, the base game core components. It is required just from the get-go if you want to use, and I highly recommend this the first time that you start out if you want to add some flavor to your builds, because this is fantastic. It covers the little blue walls, the green walls, the metal. It covers the farmhouse equipment, or excuse me, not the farmhouse equipment. This is the base game core components. Doesn't have the farmhouse stuff, but all the wood and the metal, that's all right there. Simple green, simple textures. You guys have seen my my beautiful photos, and you guys have seen the landscape that I add in. Wouldn't be possible without the beautiful grass that the simple green does, and it adds it pretty much all over the Commonwealth, but it's very sparse and it's very non-invasive. No more twigs. This one, if you guys want to boost up your guys' frame rates, this is a fantastic mod. It just basically removes all those nasty little twigs that get stuck up. You guys have seen them come up through your foundations, I'm sure, those of you that build. It's pretty annoying, and for those that just want to do it for the Let's Plays or just playing for themselves, this is going to actually help quite a bit, because you won't recognize it is. This one pretty much goes without saying. The all settlement borders expanded, or settlements expanded. Allows you to go outside the borders, pretty much self-explanatory. And then, of course, we have the settlement borders expanded. This is going to cover all the vanilla 37, 30 different ones in the game. This allows you, if you guys saw my mega build that I just put out, that allowed me to get those fantastic walls up. Not currently using this mod right now. This is the Valentine's New Clothes. All that does is basically gives them the one from the Noir Penthouse. Stronger dog meat. This is in every single one of my builds. This is fantastic. If you love dog meat as much as I do, this is going to turn him into a beast. And you guys may have seen him rip the throats out of raiders. With this mod, he'll be ripping the throats out of super mutants. I've seen it happen. It is pretty freaking fantastic. I mean, that is an OP mod right there. Armor craft, let me learn to talk. Auto closing doors and gates, pretty much self-explanatory. You guys have seen me use that before. Allows you to close the doors behind you. Power improvement packs. This was actually recommended to me by Vault Girl 145. Fantastic mod. One little 10 power generator covers every single light that would normally just have to have a conduit attached to it. This basically gives you light all over your entire settlement, no matter what the size, just with 10 power. You may need an extra generator if you have things that need to be direct powered. Workshop turret pack. This gives you God, I don't know how many I have. I think it's between 25 and 30 different turrets, from standard machine gun all the way to a Fat Man. Everything in between: lasers, plasma turrets, flamer turrets, plasma flamer turrets. They're all covered under the workshop turret pack. And I think there's like 6 different shotguns. Fantastic. Here it is, my father, my BFF, Quapa. Again, it is listed under WHIP, which is work in progress. It is a fantastic mod. It does everything from allowing you to tilt your structure, which you guys have seen me do in Violetta's trailer base. If you guys want to see how to use it, highly recommend looking at Wordy Purdy. He is retired now from YouTube as far as I know, but the videos that she showed were very easy to use and very easy to understand. They are fantastic tool available to you guys. So yeah, this one by Tim Timman. Man is a genius. Wow. Anyway, so so this one, actually, you guys have seen me using a couple of my builds. This allows you to make the ice cold beverages, custom crafting stations. I'm not currently using this now that I'm really addicted to the Quapa's make static option, but it is pretty cool. Allows you to basically make a workbench out of any flat surface, whether it be from chemistry, armor, weapons, and even a cooktop stove out of a rock. Pretty cool. STC, this one's pretty much self-explanatory. It is not for the faint of heart. It can cause issues if you guys love using the pillar glitch, so I do highly recommend using this one at your own leisure, but it is a pretty awesome one. Allows you to pretty much scrap everything in the base game. This one just allows you, it basically adds the name and lists of everything from Far Harbor. This one from Automatron, Vault Tech, obviously. And then, of course, we have the STS all-in-one. This allows you to do, scrap that settlement, which basically anything inside your standard settlements that's going to do the living and dead. Allows you to scrap the corpses. USO Season Pass, this is going to give you all the stuff listed into your mods that does cover like the Far Harbor and all that stuff. So pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. It gives you all the building equipment. I said scrapping, didn't I? So this gives you all the building equipment from Far Harbor and Nuka World, and yeah, it is pretty awesome. I use it in every single one of my builds, so you guys have seen that before. So pretty cool. It does even come with a basic tutorial of how they recommend to do your load order. Highly recommend that. I've used it. It works great, and this is probably the strongest build order that I have had. You guys heard me talking about some crashes that I had the other day. It was because I went outside of this list, and I also added in a mod post-game, or excuse me, in the middle of my game instead of at the beginning of the game. So most of these mods, most of them, you do not need to worry about starting a new game, but definitely USO and the STC, STS, I do highly recommend starting a new game to use those, and uninstalling, you do basically have to start over as well, or go back to an earlier save. But it is pretty awesome, probably my favorite mod in this entire series. Companion's appearance pack. Love this mod. I love having it installed. This basically changes all the standard appearance. You got Dance, McCready, Piper, Curie, and it's all in there. Even X6, there's some fantastic thing. Companion's infinite ammo. Again, self-explanatory. Infinite ammo, give him 1 round, blah blah blah. Dog's not Brahmin, self-explanatory. No more Brahmin. Immortal Cats, I use this. I haven't really used it much, had a chance to show it off in my game, but every cat that died and every cat that could die is now immortal. See-through scopes, pretty awesome. Allows you to have 2.5 and 4.0 times zoom on your scopes, and allows you to see through them very easily. NPC's Travel. This one was actually recommended by Red Rocket TV, and now I love it. You'll just basically encounter random spawns of people, and you might even come across areas that are normally hard for you to get through by yourself. You might actually have one of these guys show up at random, Protectrons and some of the random roaming traders. They'll just show up and start taking out baddies left and right. It's pretty awesome. But it does have in some add in some Death Claws and Yagwai, the higher levels up, so I do recommend being careful because you'll find a lot more of those, in groups, I think between 1 and 3, but you can choose. Talked a little bit about this one when I was doing the San Francisco Bridge. That's the jetpack longer, pretty awesome. UCO, this is how I get the outfits, change all the colors, how I get the chrome combat armor for Haley, and also if you guys remember back when I did Nora. So yeah, this one allows you to do a lot of really cool things, allows you to change it from heavy, light to medium at will, just at the armor bench, and you do need the appropriate skills though. Again, this one's just going to add in the different armor pieces that you normally get from Nuka World and Far Harbor. Kindle Square apartment mod, you guys have seen me touch on this a little bit before, just basically gives you a series of sewer tunnels that'll run all between most of the major settlements and in a couple other places. That's going to save you a lot of time, especially on survival. Water redo, this one actually, again, this is a must-have. I have this in every playthrough. It allows you to actually see through the water. It does not change the irradiation. All it does is changes out how the water is going to look. So it basically makes that crystal clear water all over the Commonwealth. There are a few places that it does have issues with, but I think that's programmed in. This one here is the one that caused my crash, but that was my fault. That was the simple white. And then, of course, we have the visual overhaul. This is fantastic. You want to talk about some beautiful screenshots and videos and that you're going to make for YouTube. This Commonwealth visual overhaul and weather, this is probably my #1 visual one. Originally, I was using, what was that, the better graphics and weather. This outclasses it probably by about 95% better. There are a few places that better graphics and weather do better, and a few interior cells, but 100% got to use that. Special allows you to basically make 10 points in every single thing. Rocket ring, self-explanatory. I've talked about that before in a few of my videos. And then we have the patch here. This basically just allows you to have the, again, more names added to your history. Freemaker, this is a fantastic one for builders. I only use it when I need extra pieces that I just can't be bothered to look for. Ballistic weave allows you to add ballistic weave to pretty much everything. Captain Noobs improved solar cannon, pretty much self-explanatory. I've talked about it before. And then we have the graphic t-shirts with leg armor. This basically, if you guys didn't know, if you download the graphics t-shirts mod, you can't put leg armor on. With that, you can. Trans dog modifier allows you to give the armor while dog meat is wearing that, because otherwise you can't do it. And no build limit. This one you got to be very careful with, guys, because you can go over 2 bars and don't even know you're doing your settlement, doing it yourself. So that's pretty much good to do it. I am Adama Sanwin. I love you all. I'm out.